Tanzania's Russia visit is not just a diplomatic photo, it is a market signal. Tanzania is broadening its strategic relationships while it looks for capital, technology, and long-term development partners.
And the important point is not to overstate it. This is not Tanzania choosing one bloc over another. It is Tanzania widening its options, which is exactly what a growth economy should do when infrastructure, energy, and industrial projects need funding.
The headline came from President Samia Suluhu Hassan's June visit to Russia. She met Vladimir Putin at the Kremlin and appeared at the St. Petersburg International Economic Forum.
That matters because the capital environment is competitive. Development partners, private investors, and state-backed groups are all trying to position around Africa's next wave of infrastructure, minerals, and energy demand.
For Tanzania, the logic is practical. A country with port access, resource potential, and a growing domestic market should not depend on a single source of capital or technology.
So the question for this Market Watch is simple. What does Russia's renewed engagement add to Tanzania's capital options, and what still has to be true for projects to become bankable?
Tanzanian officials are now talking about more than $2 billion of Russian investment and business over the next 3 to 5 years.
The sectors are not random. The Citizen reported interest across mining, strategic minerals including uranium and nickel, oil and gas, pharmaceuticals, agriculture, technology, and education.
That is a classic state-to-state package. It is not just one mine or one shipment. It is a relationship architecture: training, technical cooperation, industrial localization, energy and resource access.
For Tanzania, the attraction is clear. Vision 2050 requires large pools of capital. More partners can mean more leverage, more technical options, and a better chance of matching the right funder to the right project.
But more capital options do not remove execution risk. The funding source still has to work through contracts, payments, sanction screening, technical delivery, and buyer confidence.
Exactly. Sanctions exposure, payment channels, procurement transparency, technical capability, and downstream buyer confidence still matter. A project can be politically supported and still be hard to bank.
That is the Oakhampton lens here. Tanzania's resource and infrastructure position is real. It sits on Indian Ocean logistics, access to landlocked neighbors, strategic minerals, gas potential, and a growing domestic market.
But the investable trade is not Russia versus the West. It is whether Tanzania can use multi-vector diplomacy to improve project terms while keeping transactions compliant enough for serious private and institutional capital.
There is also a negotiating signal. When Dar es Salaam shows it has multiple options, every partner has to compete harder on price, delivery, skills transfer, and long-term reliability.
That competition can be positive if it improves financing, infrastructure delivery, and technology transfer. The discipline is to keep projects transparent, fundable, and able to clear global banking channels.
So should we talk about this? Yes, it is a good example this week of geopolitics turning into project finance strategy.
The wording matters, though. This is not about criticizing Tanzania's choices. It is about understanding how a serious emerging market economy creates options in a changing capital market.
That framing is more useful commercially. Tanzania is not closing doors, it is keeping more doors open.
The watch item from here is conversion. Do the Russian announcements become signed projects, funded capex, offtake, local manufacturing, and operating cash flow? Or do they stay as foreign diplomacy?
For investors and advisors, that is the whole story. Capital optionality is valuable. Bankability is decisive.
Oakhampton's view. Tanzania is building a broader capital menu. The best deals will keep options open, maintain compliance, and avoid becoming trapped in any single geopolitical lane.
Information only, not investment advice.